So good afternoon. So what is data structure? So data structures can be defined as a group of data elements which provides an efficient way of storing and organizing data in the computer. Okay, so it is used for storing and also organizing data in the computer so that it can be used efficiently. So by using data structure, you can store the data and also you can organize the data in such a manner you can use it very efficiently. Okay. Some examples of data structures are arrays, linked list, stack, queues, tree. These are the some of the examples of data structures. So here data structures are widely used in every aspects of computer science. We have some operating systems are there, and also we use in compiler design, and we use data structures in artificial intelligence. We also use in graphics. All these cases we are using data structures. Okay, so here data structures are the main part of many computers. So main part of computer science. So they are programming to handle the data in efficient way. So by using data structure we can organizing data in a efficient way. Okay, so in this data structure, first we discuss about uh, arrays. So here we have two types of data structures. Already I told you, primitive data structure, non-primitive data structure. Primitive data structure means which can manipulated by the machine instruction. Here non-primitive means which cannot be manipulated by machine instruction. So here coming to the primitive data structure, now integer, character, float, these are all the examples of primitive data structures. Here non-primitive data structure, here again categorized into two categories. One is linear data structure, another one is non-linear data structure. So linear data structure means data will be stored in linear order. Okay. So non-linear means how to data stored in non-linear order. In linear order, example is array. For non-linear order, example is tree. Okay, we already discussed all these topics. So I'm waiting for other students to join. Only 39 students are joined till now. So next, coming to the array. So array is a collection of homogeneous elements. So collection of homogeneous elements means it contains either any one data. For example, int a. So int array a int a. So we are taking that int as a homogeneous element because we all are taking overall values of array a is only int. If you are taking float, that is also take all the values in the means all comes under the float. Okay. So and also array store continuous memory location. I already told you array will allocate continuous memory. Okay. Next, array can multiple by single name. Okay, array can be stored and stored multiple values in a single name. Nothing but see here the example here. See here, this is array. Into homogeneous means all the values contain integer data type. If you give float, all the values will take float values. So that is homogeneous means that is homogeneous. Okay. So this is the syntax of one-dimensional array. Data type int, variable name a, and size is 10. So here arrays carry in three categories: one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, multi-dimensional array. Okay. So by okay, so coming to the one-dimensional array, so only one subscript we call it as a one-dimensional. The array contain only one subscript, then it is a one-dimensional array. If the array has two subscripts, we call it as a two-dimensional array. So this is the example for one-dimensional array. And it is it contains two subscripts. So in two-dimensional array, it contains two subscripts. One subscript is for row values and another subscript is for column values. So it is mainly used for two-dimensional, mainly used for matrix multiplication. Okay, see here in this we can represent array directly. We will allocate values to the array in this way, or you will take by online by your own. Okay, so I am just giving the values in this one, print by values by I print these values in the array. Okay, so here, see here, I am giving my own values and printing those values. In previous example, already give the data, that data will display on the screen in this example. But here I am giving my own values and it will be print in the screen. So in this way, first example, so here give 0 0 value. So I given 0 0 is 1. Next 0 1 1 2 0 to 3. So in this way I will give the values. The output is 1 2 3 4 5 6 because I am gave here 2 rows 3 columns. So here output is here 2 rows 3 columns. Okay. Clear? Anybody has any doubt? So far clear? So see here in two-dimensional array, first I take why I am taking here two for loops, because one is for row and another one is for column. So here one is here I is for row, here I is for row and j is for column. So actually in memory, in arrays we represent like this: a of 0 row 0 0, next a of 0 1, next a of 0 2. So this is the 0th row. Next this is the 1th row: 1 0 1 1 1 2. So in this way represent that. That's why I am taking here 0 0th row. So a of 0 and 0th column j0, then store the value here. So a of 0 0 value is 1. I gave here 1. Next 2 3. Next a104, a115, a16. So in this way the values will be stored in the memory, and that will be printed by using same here. Also for printing purpose we are using here scanf for inputting the value. For output we are using here print statement for display the array elements. So far clear? Any doubt? Any doubt? Write a message. You have any doubt? Just unmute yourself. So far clear? Okay, this is about one-dimensional array. So just in that way the array, the elements will be stored. So coming to the three-dimensional array. Okay. Next, coming to the three-dimensional array. See here, coming to the three-dimensional array. This is two-dimensional array. For two-dimensional array, another program. See here, write a program or read 5 into 5 array integer elements and then print row and sum, row sum and column sum. Okay, so I am taking here 5 values, 5 rows, 5 columns. I write the program for summing these row values and summing these column values. Okay, row value and column value. See here row values here 10, 19, 21, 30. Okay, here column value here in this 10, 10, 20, 21. Okay, in this way, so my program is to read 5 into 5 array elements and then print the row and column sum. Okay, so here this is my program. Here I am giving array size is okay, taking array I am giving directly input. Okay, in this way we already all of you know about the declaration of array. I already explained. So this is the first row value, this is the second row, this is the third row, this is the fourth, this is the fifth row. So first column, second column, third column, fourth column. So these are the values I give here. So I want to print the sum. So I want to print the sum. So how I want to print? So I want to print the row values. So for here, see here in this is 8. Location is 0, 0. Next 0, 1. Next 0, 2. This is the array location, matrix representation. This is area location 0, 3. So 0, 4. So see here in this the column will incremented by 1 but row is constant. So in this purpose first we have to take first loop as row, that is for I equal to 0 I am taking as I as a row value. So because here row is constant, the column will incremented by 1. So in this way first I am taking row I equal to 0, I less than 5, I equal to. Then I just take another sub loop, another sub loop for column, that is for j equal to 0, j less than, then add. So first the actually initial condition I am taking sum equal to 0 because x equal to here sum equal to sum plus something a of ij. Actually initial I is 0, here j is also 0, so the data in that is 8. So initially I am taking sum as 0 because first element I will add with 0. That's why I am taking sum as the initializing sum as equal to t 0. So 8. Then loop will increment. Then a value is I value is same 0. Then j value is 1. So 0, 1. So that is next element is 3. Then 8 plus 3. In this way, we have to add the row elements. Okay, understand? ఏంటది లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ జరుగుతుందని చెప్పండి. Okay, in this way we represent the we print the row values. Okay, now coming to the column. So columns here here for column, this is the column. So 0, 0. Next This is the column 1 0 1 2 0 3 0 4 0. So see here in this column is constant, but row is incremented by 1. So in this way, first you have to take column as main loop, then sub loop is row here, because here in this example we add the column values only. So in this way, here in this way, in column of sum here. In this example, row sum, here column sum. So that's the column sum. I am taking main loop as column, then sub loop is row, then we add the sum. So this is the program for adding two-dimensional arrays. Add a 5 into 5 matrix with read 5 into 5 array integers and print row and sum column. This is the solution for this program. Okay, this is the output for this program. See, just you try the program in online compiler. If any problem, just write a message. Okay. Next, coming to the multi-dimensional array. So see here, multi-dimensional array can be represented as arrays of arrays. We represented as arrays of arrays. So here, multi-dimensional array can be calculated by multiplying the size of all dimensions. So I already told you the size of this array is 10 into 20. 200 elements we can store. Here this is the three-dimensional array. So here the size of the three-dimensional array is 4 into 10 into 800. So you can store 800 elements. Actually, the general declaration of n-dimensional array is data type. This is the data type, integer, variable name. I'm taking here variable name a, size 1, size 2, and size n. Okay. You can give any number of sizes here. Okay. So this is the example for multi-dimensional array. So this is the three-dimensional array. So here, see here, actually in two-dimensional array, I have to listen carefully. In two-dimensional array, this will represent the row value. This will represent the column value. Coming to this multi-dimensional array, here first element indicates how many arrays we will take. Here 3 arrays we will take. Then this is the row, 4 rows. This is the column. So total number of arrays here we are taking 3 arrays. How many rows are there? 4 rows. And how many columns are there? 3 columns. So 3 arrays. Okay, first element represents the number of arrays we will take. But in two-dimensional array, just we take the row and column. But here three-dimensional array, this is the format. So in this way, we have to here 3 arrays will there, and for one next one is row and another one is column. See the example here, you can understand. See here, I am taking. Okay, so I am taking here. How many arrays I am taking here? 2 arrays. So 2 arrays means a of 0 and a of 1. 2 arrays means here arrays are taken. I am taking 2 arrays. Okay. So how many columns, how many rows are there? 3 rows. How many columns are there? 4 columns. Total elements we can store here is 2 into 3 into 4, that is 24. Okay. So I am taking here, first element is 2 means we are taking here 2 arrays. So we can store the data in 2 arrays, and we are taking 3 rows and 4 columns. Okay. So 2 arrays, first array value is a of 0 and another array value is a of 1. So in a of 0, we have 3 rows, 1, 2, 3 rows and 4 columns. Understand? In the same manner, a of 1, we are taking another array also. In this also, we have 3 rows and 4 columns. Okay. Similarly, a of 0 in that we have a of 0 0, a of 0 1, a of 0 2, a of 0 3, and so on. In the same way, a of 1 0, a of 1 1, and so on. So in this way, we are taking two values. So see the example here. So in three-dimensional array, first one the how many arrays we are taking, that we represent the level of the array. Next one is column, next element is next one is row, next element is column. See here, we can represent the elements here. In this we have so see this in this example, see here, 1 minute. So now it is visible. Okay, see here. So in this example, I am taking same as 2 rows, 3 column, 2 arrays, 3 rows, 4 column. So this is array 1. This is array 2. I am taking here 2 arrays. Okay. In first array, this is the first row, second row, third row. In second array, this is the first row, second row, third row. So in this way, we represent the multi-dimensional array. Okay. So for clear understanding, see the diagram here. So this is the representation. Okay. So in this way, two arrays. This is array 1. This is array 2. Okay. Why we are taking here 2 means system allocate 2 arrays. This is a of 0 array, and this one is a of 1 array. So in this we have to store those values. So in a of 2, 3 rows. Here 3 rows and 3 columns. 3 rows, 3 columns. 3 rows, 3 columns. Okay, understand? So in this we have to store the data. In a of 0, we want to store the element here. So a of 0, we want to store the element here. So a of 0 means 0th array. In that you have to store 0th row and 0th column. You can store the element 10. So the element will be stored here, because first array a of 0 is this array. In this array, 0th row, 0th column, we can store 10. In the same way, 0, 1, 2. In the same way, a of 0, we can store 2, 2. Second row, second column, you can store the element 30. So a of 0, this is the a of 0. In this 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. Okay. Okay. 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 2, 0. In this, this is 2, 0, this is 2, 1, this is 2, 2. So in this a of 2, 2, you can store the element 30. So in this way, you can store the elements in multi-dimensional array. Everyone clear? Or anybody has any doubt? So understand or not? So see here, you can represent array in different formats. So see here, you can represent array in this way also. Okay, you can represent array in this way, and you can represent array in this way also. And you can represent array in this way also. You can represent array in this way also. Okay. So in any format you can represent the array. Okay. But commonly we are using this type of representation. We are using this type of representation. Okay. So we can generally we are using in this format int, for example, a equal to something new int of, we can represent in this format directly. Okay, so here null means 0 row 0 column. Okay, in this way represent the array, multi-dimensional array. So see here how we print the multi-dimensional array. Okay, for one dimensional array, only here we have only one index. That's why we directly taking only one for loop, because it has only one index. So we directly print one learn, print the elements. It will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For two-dimensional array, so for two-dimensional array, how we print the two-dimensional array? By taking two loops. One is for row, another one is column. Okay, so in this way you print the elements. So two rows, three columns, two rows. Okay, for printing the multi-dimensional array, see here. So this is my three-dimensional array. So more than two, we call it as a multi-dimensional, or we can represent three-dimensional array. In three-dimensional array, in this example, so in this example, we are taking two arrays and two rows, three columns. Okay, this part we call it as array 1, and this part is array 2. So in these two rows, these are two rows, and these are 1, 2, 3 columns. Okay, understand? So here for printing the three-dimensional array, we are taking here three loops. Why we are taking three loops means this first loop is for array index. Array index means here we are taking two arrays. One is 0, another one array is 1, because a of 2 means 0, 1. So first we print a of 0 elements, then we print a of 1 elements. Okay, this part a of 0, this part a of 1. In this, if you want to print 1, this value is J0, means row 0. This is 0, 0, row 0, column 0. This is 0, 1. This is 0, 2. Okay, in the same manner, this is 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2. If you want to this, you just use the same conditions. Here J for row and K for column. So whenever the 0, 0 means 1, so print 0, 1. So here I will say at I is 0. So initially I value is 0, means first matrix, first array. In that first array, you store 0, 0. So in 0, 0 means 1. So the output, the print the one element, then 2, then 3. Okay, then 4, then 5, then 6. After this, this loop end and move to the I value will incremented by 1. So then it will move to the A of 1. That is nothing but the second array. In this second array, 0 0 means it will print 7, next 8, next 9, next 10, 11, 12. So in this way you will print the elements of the multi-dimensional array or three-dimensional array. Any doubt? So anybody just so anybody has any doubt? Just I unmute. I give permission to you. If anybody has any doubt, please unmute yourself and discuss with me. Anybody has any doubt? It's clear? One dimension, two dimension, and multi-dimensional. Any doubt? I already unmute you. So please unmute yourself and any doubt, please ask me if you have any problem. If you not understand, just ask me. Okay, just next time move to the three-dimensional array program. How to print three-dimensional array elements. Okay. So next, see the program here. So in this way, we have to print the three-dimensional array. So see here, this is I equal to 0 means this is A of 0. And I equal to 1 means this is A of 1. Okay, for I equal to 0. Okay, first array. In this J value is 0 and K value is 0. J value 0, K value 0. Then we will print the element 1, 2, 3. Next again, after that, after this, then J value incremented by 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2. Then it will print the 4, 5, 6 values. After that, after completion of this, the cursor will move to the thing, then it will increment I by 1, then I value is 1. So A of 1 array in this array. In this array, 0th row, 0th column is 7, 0th row first column is 8, 0th row second column is 9. In the same way, first row, first column, 0th column, first row, second column. You print this. So this in this way you have to print the multi-dimensional array. So see the program here. So I am taking here 3 arrays. That's why we will print here total. So see here how many arrays are there? 0 array, 1 array, 2 array. I am taking here 3. That's why we are displayed 3 arrays. Okay. So I am taking 3 variables because one is I is for array size and J is row and K is column. In the same way, I already explained you. So here for taking inputs from the user, we are taking the function, we call it as scanf person. So I am taking because I less than 3 means array is only we just repeat the I value till 0, 1, 2 only. So that's why I'm taking condition is I equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. Then I am taking row value starts with 0 and row condition is here 2, row size is 2. I gave here row size. So J less than 2 and column also 2. So I gave here condition K less than 2. Okay, this is scanf. Ampersand A of I, A of J. Okay, I am giving input. Okay, then print. For print, we use the print function. Okay, so see here printf array percentage d I. So here array, see output this array of 0. That for displaying purpose, I write here printf percentage array of 0. Next array of 1. For which array we will print? Because we are taking here 3 arrays, that is array 0. So what are the elements in array 0 and what are the elements in array 1? What are the elements in array 2? For display plus I write this here array of percentage comma I. Next j equal to 0, same printf statements here, print f percentage d. Array percentage d means value of I. In this example, first j equal to 0, so here 0. This is the 0th row, that's why array is 0. Then j first 0 column, 0 row. 0 row, 0 column. Next 0 row, first column. First row, 0 column. First row, first column. Okay. In this way, I print for display purpose. I write here array of percentage d. Okay, I comma j comma. I want to print I value, j value, k value, and okay array. So see here, I am giving inputs as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 4, 9. Okay. So for array 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. For array 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. For array 2, 1, 4, 6, 9. Okay. See here in this for array 0, first column see here, all array element is 0 because that array is 0 array. So in this 0, 0, I will store 1 element and 0, 1, I will store 2 and 1, 0, 3 and 1, 1, 4. Understand? Okay. Next one, see here in this 1, 1. Here in this second first array, so that's why here first element is all the first element is 1. See here in this example, all the first element is because this is the second array. Only here 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1 in 0, 0, 5, 1, 0, 1, 6, 1, 0, 7, 1, 0, 8. In the same way, this is also. Okay, this is the output. Here we are giving our own values and we will print the multi-dimensional array, 3-dimensional array. So for example, if you want to give the sizes of your own only, if you want to give, here I already given 3, 2, 2. No, you want to give your own values, then just you write just you write the little change in the program. So instead of these values, you have to just take any constant values for that. In the same program, just you write here in the instead of this, you just write the variables name as here. I am taking 3 as B, then row, this is column. Okay. So just you write the print statement here, printf, enter the block and column size, scanf percentage d, ampersand b, comma, ampersand r, comma, ampersand c. Okay. After that, you just change here instead of 3, you give here b value. So here b. Next here or next here c, because you are giving your own row value and your own column value and your own dimensions of the array, either 1 dimensional, 2 dimensional, 3 dimensional. Okay. Here also you just change here b r. Then you write the program. Then you give your own row value and own column value, and you can print your values in this manner. Okay. So this is about 3-dimensional array. So just you print just here you write here only I already given int I comma j comma k comma, next I am taking 3 variables b comma r comma c. Okay, then I am writing printf statement, print. For this logic is only same program, just write extra code for giving your own values. So enter block means how many arrays you want. Then row, this is only, and column size of 3-dimensional array. I am writing here 3 dimension. Okay. Next, you write the scanf function. Scanf. I am taking 3 variables. That's why I write %d, %d, %d. Okay, quotations, comma. I am allocating address for those variables. Ampersand b, comma, ampersand r, comma, ampersand c. Okay. So just write here in this loops, just write instead of 3, just write b value, next r, next a. So in this way you represent the program. Okay. Here. So this is about arrays. So in the arrays, data will be stored in linear order only. Array is array stores continuous memory allocation. To want to okay, array will store continuous memory allocation. So in this way you can represent the array here in this way also, in this manner also you can represent array. So anybody has any doubt? This is all about arrays. Then tomorrow we will discuss about what is an abstract data type. Okay, so all of you practice these programs by online compiler. If anybody has any doubt, please write a message in chat box. I will clarify your doubts. Then we also discuss the here. The next one is we have the complexity is there. Next concept is complexity. What is the complexity of the algorithm? So what is the complexity of algorithm? How we know the complexity of the algorithm? So for example, see here we have some problem. So we have some problem is there. Okay. So for this problem, we just write different types of algorithm. What is an algorithm? It is a step-by-step procedure to solve the particular task or particular problem. So for any problem, first you write the algorithm, then we write the algorithm, then we write the programming for that algorithm choosing the different languages. Okay. For any problem, you just write the algorithm. So algorithm may be in common language you can write, that is in English. Simple language we write in English. So for this problem, I write one algorithm A1 and another algorithm I write A2 and I write another algorithm A3 and so on. I write the another algorithm up to n algorithm. So what is the complexity of this algorithm? So I write one problem, n algorithm. So which one is the best algorithm? That is the complexity of the algorithm. How we identify this algorithm is best and this algorithm is best? How we know which algorithm is the best? So for this performance of for performing analysis, So which one is the best for performance analysis? We have to can take into consider as what is the time required for this problem solve, how much time it will take to solve the problem, and also how much space allocated to solve this problem. So by considering these two, you can know which algorithm is best. For example, this algorithm will solve the problem within 10 seconds and the space required is 5 kb. In the same way, you have to calculate the complexity for all the algorithm. So it is 5 seconds, 5 kb memory, requires 5 kb. These are all more than remaining. So overall, this is 11 k 11 seconds, 10 kb. And this is 12 seconds, 15 kb. So while calculating all these complexity of each algorithm, so which will take less time and which will take the less memory, that function we call it as the that is the best solution for this algorithm. So in this example, A2 is the best solution for this problem because it takes 5 seconds time to complete the program, and it also store 5 kb. It also needs space only 5 kb. So compared to other algorithms, the time and space is less for this problem solving. So this is the A2 is the correct solution for the problem P. So that is the complexity of algorithm. In this way, we have to calculate the complexity of algorithm. Okay. Okay, tomorrow we will discuss about what is an abstract data type and how we calculate the time and how we calculate the space of the algorithm. We will discuss in tomorrow's class. Thank you.